Disclaimer: the following program features language not suitable for all audiences, and the expressed opinions found within this program are a reflection of those who feature on the PopCulture Effect podcast. Welcome to the PopCulture Effect. I'm Rockin Rob, and on this show I bring my closest friends together to talk about all of the news happening in our pop culture world around us.
I'm gonna grasp onto any lasting control that I have on this podcast because
you're the relinquishing control.
The funny thing is that you thought you had any control to begin with.
Yeah, we just let you, dude.
That's so rude. That's so rude. Anyways, I would like to join everyone.
Wow.
I'd like to join everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to yet.
Do you speak it?
Apparently not. Apparently I don't speak any English. But I'd like to welcome everyone to yet another episode, and I'm totally not overcompensating for the lack of control I'm gonna have when the Tylers take over. They're not taking over. I'm still here. I will always be here, right?
Hold on to that.
Wow.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Eventually everything will work out. Anyways,
He's not an intern.
He wants his
welcome one
McRib.
and all. I should have sent you the. Okay. Note to self: while I'm editing, I need to send you a McRib in the moment when I hear me say to get
in the
you.
mail.
Yeah.
This needs to be written down on the contract for Subset.
Yep. One McRib.
One McRib per episode.
What do you mean?
Every
I think he
year.
wants more than
Please.
one.
Are they still in stock?
They will be next month.
All right, next month. When they're available, I'll get you one.
He's gonna get fat off of McRibs. Also, Robbie.
Oh shit!
You just cannot.
It's so
I
terrible.
can't. Dude, I'm gonna have to censor it. I'm literally gonna have to censor it every time.
Subset's gonna get
You
fat
need to
off
do a
of
chant
McRibs.
before every episode. Subset. Beetlejuice his ass.
Speaking of the person who I just can't stop calling the wrong name, Subset, you were going to talk about Castlevania Nocturne last episode, but due to unforeseen circumstances, you died, and we had to resurrect you. So
Again.
Yeah, again.
Like the fifth time.
So before you
Does this make
croak
him our
again-
undead thrall?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
But before you croak and die again, please take us through all of the new news that has come out and just your general thoughts on Castlevania Nocturne.
Well, preface. The first season was short compared to the original series, and for the new news, we don't have to wait long. Season 2 is already confirmed, so people who finished the whole series just wait a little longer. My general opinion on this show, not bad. I kind of feel like they were doing some new animation techniques for this, or is that just me? I'm not an artistic guy, but that's just what I felt when I was going through it.
It definitely felt like they were trying a different approach to the animation, so it didn't feel as crisp and polished as the first series.
I will say it did brought certain things a bit alive. I just hope that they either polish it or they go back to what they were doing. But, experimenting isn't a bad thing.
I still thought the series was good, even with like it being feeling a little unpolished.
Right? Surely keep your attention on it.
I'm just glad we're getting more good video game show adaptations.
But the new characters they introduced us, I didn't saw a lot of them when they were first teased around. Only very, very small information on each character. But each character brought something new to the table, given to how wide this series can be with their cast of characters to the villains and good guys. In this one, there wasn't a lot compared to the first season, at least, or shall I say, the first 2 seasons in the villains and the heroes, which I didn't mind. There was a lot of faces in the first series, and this one it gives me enough time to really appreciate the characters that we're seeing.
One thing I thought was really interesting, because after watching both the first series and Nocturne, I started to look into lore of the video games to see what was accurate and what was changed heavily. In Nocturne, one of the main characters, Annette, she is a completely different character from what she was in the game. Because I know in the games, Annette was kind of just a damsel in distress for the games for Richter to save. Because, literally beginning of the game, his girlfriend Annette gets kidnapped by vampires and he has to go save her.
Huh.
Also, too, they went a lot younger with Richter as well in this era, with this time period of starting Nocturne for Richter. He's a lot younger.
What do you mean, how young? By how much?
I'd say probably by 10 years. years.
10 years, okay. Well, seeing that you're so knowledgeable, Blaze, what do you think about the villains? I feel like these villains that they showed us were, I don't know, I'm trying to find a right word to really call them. Very dramatic, very
much so. I don't know too much about some of the villains and how they are compared to like the game version to the series.
Yeah, same here.
I know a lot of people were really like, one of the scenes is, I guess, minor spoiler, the scene with the giant. This is going back from first Castlevania series when Isaac was running through this city and there was the giant orb of bodies that he had to fight. That was a really big enemy that people loved fighting in the Castlevania games. So they do definitely do justice to some of these villains and how they are with fighting in the show to do justice and homage back to the games.
Yeah, one thing I will say is that seeing how much things changed since the end of the original series and seeing how it just flourished to just being all for one, like literally leading up to this big cult for vampires to find a new leadership within its ranking and hierarchy. It was very strange just to see them interacting with like normal folk the way they did, compared to how they did back in the original series. But I gotta say, which one is your favorite villain?
Oh god,
Like, which one really hooked you in?
In Nocturne, honestly, I'd probably have to go with, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Orlox. He's pretty interesting in Nocturne.
Yeah, I gotta say, what was it? I'm thinking I'm gonna butcher her name. She was the second in the command to the big vampire, the one with the pink hair.
Oh, Drolta?
Drolta, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's Drolta.
But her design and the clothing that she popped up throughout the different points, like, I don't know what the heck they were thinking, but it paid off. The designs for each clothing, even if for a little short time it was on screen, I could see where their budget went.
Oh yeah,
definitely see where their budget went. Everybody is just purdy. Everything is just glamorized. Though I will say I didn't expect some things go down the way they did. Though I did like the pace that they were going with it.
It definitely did have a good pace. Definitely ended on a crazy ass cliffhanger.
Yes, which thank God we got a confirmation on that season 2, because that cliffhanger is gonna leave people hungry for more.
I'm hoping we don't have to wait too long, because they're already in pre-production of like the animation and probably like getting ready to start doing the voice acting. I'm hoping we could probably see it by like summer or fall of next year.
Well, at the latest, maybe in like past summer, but time will tell depending on how many episodes we're gonna get in that season. Well, I will admit I kind of do wish they might give the second season a little bit more episodes other than just 8, but I don't know how they're gonna go down with the animation this time around. Overall, the show lifted up. It continued on where the show ended, and that's for sure, and specifically starting a new new era. I'm very curious where they're gonna lead these new cast characters down this dark world. Dark world.
Yeah, I did think it was kind of interesting too, like definitely showing how far down in the timeline Nocturne is from the original series, because like there's a few times where the characters would hear the name Dracula and they're all just like, who the fuck is Dracula? Like that's like a lot of the stuff from the first series and like the threats then are like myths and legends to the characters in Nocturne at this point.
Unless you're a Belmont, which
unless you're a Belmont.
Yep. It's very interesting too that there hasn't been any more night creatures since then either. Like they've been slightly wiped until their sudden pop-up in the series, which it's really interesting to see that little spoiler that the night creatures are getting even a bit more sentience that we saw from the first one.
Well, it's also kind of due to that with the first Castlevania series, there weren't many Forge Masters to create those creatures anymore. Like in the series, in the first series, Hector and Isaac were like the last few Forge Masters in existence.
Which I wonder, we'll like to see a bit of a flashback when there was more than one Forge Master. But that's just like a what if one shot through the lens of Castlevania.
Well, I'm glad to hear that Castlevania is going to be getting a second season. I'm glad to hear that the popularity is definitely growing, but I know that there's an anime that I am super excited for that I know that there's growing popularity for. So, Menace, why don't you take us through what Go-Go Loser Ranger is all about?
So, Go-Go Loser Ranger is, as you can kind of suspect from the title, is kind of like Power Rangers, more like the Japanese version. They're called Sentai, but the preface of the show, I'm going to read it verbatim. When a monster army invaded Earth 13 years ago, the Divine Dragon Rangers rose up to stop them. With the war raging on, these great heroes are mankind's last hope. Or are they? In truth, the invaders were subjugated within a year, forced to continue to crank out a monster every week for the Rangers to crush in front of their adoring fans. But one of these monsters has had enough. Something has to change. He'll rebel against the might of the Dragon Rangers and destroy them all from the inside. So one of the grunts, essentially, or Ranger fodder is what they're generally called, is going against the entire Rangers, and he gains this new ability to actually look like a normal human to kind of infiltrate the fans of the Rangers and try to take them down. And he's also joined by what looks to be either other villains of the Rangers or other people that kind of know what they are. This news came along with a teaser trailer is kind of what you could call it, but it wasn't an actual full trailer. It was like a 30-second clip. And we also got confirmation on who the voice actors for the main three characters are going to be. We have, I'm gonna probably butcher these names. We got Yusuke Kobayashi as Fighter D, who is the main grunt guy. He's also known as Foot Soldier D or just D. We have Daishi Kajita as Hibiki Sakurama, who is a villain who's going against the Rangers, who also just wants to gain his own fame. We have Yumikia Yano, who is Yumiko Sazukiri. She's the main female character out of the trio, and it didn't really explain who she is during the trailer. So it's essentially these three. I don't know how D is going to kind of gain this new power or anything. It does show him like transforming at the end of the trailer. I recommend watching it, and it kind of goes along the lines of The Boys, where the good guys aren't really what they seem. They're actually a-holes.
Or Injustice.
Well, no, because Injustice is a different universe completely.
Well, yeah, but it's still Superman being a dickhead.
Well, I think Superman had pretty good circumstances to become what he was in Injustice.
No.
He was the symbol of hope and truth in the American
Yeah,
way.
and his symbol of hope died.
Well, that's why he should have just found the multiverse faster. Then he wouldn't have became a anyway.
Different from The Boys, it's actually going to be a comedy series. One of my favorite scenes in the new teaser that came out is you see D and the other grunts at a whiteboard kind of like playing out what's going to happen in the next episode of the Dragon Rangers, and they're like boom, and then the Rangers come in and destroy the monster, yeah, and D just goes, yeah, that's stupid, and they all just freak out at him. It seems like it's going to be a mixture of comedy and serious, like, I don't want to say thriller, but like a more of a serious tone to it as well at times.
See, with the concept alone, I thought it was going to be like a very dark tone in the sense that it would just be like this very sadistic, psychological, like abuse.
Oh,
where they're just constantly put through these scenarios over and over again.
Nah, because you get to see clips of the Rangers in the trailer, and it's not like how in The Boys where you see them like actually beating up enemies to the point of like hospitalization or anything like that. They still do the whole over the top acting like the Power Rangers and stuff like that. They still do the poses in front of the fire or explosions, stuff like that. But like I feel like there may be points where like the Rangers do show up and just be total dickheads to everybody that's there.
Yeah, that's my prediction. I believe that this is actually going to be a really good anime once it gets started, because there's just so much popularity when it comes to Power Rangers or Sentai. I know from like a little side addendum, for anybody who was a fan of Power Rangers SPD, the original Sentai Deca Rangers having their 20th anniversary Fireball booster movie. So I'm pretty hyped for that. That trailer came out a bit ago.
I thought this was, when you told us about it, I thought this was like an SPD thing. I didn't know it was the Sentai that the SPD Rangers were based off of.
It was the Sentai. I was using SPD to use familiarized language because who's gonna recognize what Deca Ranger, which team Deca Ranger is associated with,
That's fair. I do like how like for each iteration of Power Rangers, there's been a Sentai that they've been based off of, so it is kind of like.
Well, yeah, because dude, there's like so many. That's kind of like part of what Super Mega Force was about when they started getting the other Ranger powers. Like a few of the Rangers they chose were from Sentais that never actually got serialized as Power Rangers, and it's so fun. I can finally talk about Super Mega Force just for a brief moment, because the whole purpose of the show was just reusing old fight scenes and old fight choreography. It's great,
and somehow everybody loved it.
Yeah, by the way, in the next 10 years, if we see a locomotive-based Power Ranger team, I know exactly which Sentai they're going to base it off of.
What do you mean? They already had a train ranger.
They did?
Yeah, that was the how they always have like an offshoot ranger? That
Power
was the
Rangers
guy.
Mystic Force.
Yeah, Mystic Force. That was
Solaris
the
Knight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dude,
fair,
Mystic
fair.
Force was the best one.
That one was a good one. I honestly, I gave up on Power Rangers once Nickelodeon took over.
Yeah, like Nickelodeon and then Saban and then Hasbro. There's been a lot of different eras. They're still going. That's the crazy thing. They are still going to this day. I think they're like into Cosmic Fury, which is the secondary season of the
Dino Fury.
Dino Fury, yeah.
Fun fact.
Oh man, and
I recently found out one of my cousins is a film director and recently did some projects with the original actor who was the Green and White Ranger, Tommy Oliver.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah.
Thanks, David Frank.
Speaking of which, it's unfortunate of his passing, but there is one last chance to watch something of his that'll be coming out next year called Legend of the White Dragon.
Oh, really?
It's him and a few others, and some of the cast from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are going to be in it as well. It's kind of their own version of a Dark Power Ranger.
Kind of like that.
Lord Draken.
Like that fan project that came out a couple years ago.
Oh, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? What was it?
I can't remember. I just knew it as like Dark Power Rangers.
But yeah, it's not licensed by Power Rangers, but it's very heavily Power Ranger themed, and it's a lot of nods towards Power Rangers, but it's like their own dark fantasy sci-fi version of Power Rangers.
I need to find out what this Power Rangers show, what this fan project was. I can't wait. Oh, and speaking of which, since we are talking about Sentai, and it's gonna probably be the only other time I ever get a chance to talk about Sentai, Subset, you and I still need to watch Lupin Ranger versus Keisatsu Sentai Patch Ranger, which is a Sentai where it is a group of magician rangers, magician thief rangers, and they go around stealing shit, and there's another team of like cop patrol rangers, and it's really cool, and I've been trying to get Subset into watching it, but he just won't watch it, and I'm upset.
Want to watch anime with you?
Though. I don't think this one's is it a live? It's a live action series, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a live action Sentai.
I think we've all kind of gotten past the point of watching.
Hey man, you know what's so funny actually? Like, and I know this is a side offshoot. We've been talking about Sentai for so long, but apparently in the newer seasons they're cutting back on the Megazord fights, and they're having a lot more like grounded.
Kind of upsetting because the
grounded
choreography on the ground has always been like the worst stuff.
It's always been really bad. And also, I'm so glad I was able to stall for time while I found this. From Unworthy Productions, it is Power Rangers Unworthy.
Oh yeah.
That is really cool. I love it. I hope it gets more attention. I hope it gets more videos. I'm excited for the Psycho Menace whenever that's gonna come out. But yeah, that's my that's my spiel
Yeah,
about
the people
Sentai.
making Legend of the White Dragon, the production company is gonna be Bat in the Sun, which is the YouTube company that would do like the 1v1 fights. They did one where it was Jason David Frank coming back as the White Ranger and he fought Scorpion.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that. That
Production
animation.
company that made those fight videos is partnering up with Basco Productions to make the Legend of the White Dragon.
That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be really cool. I'm excited for that. Do they have any expected release date for Go-Go Loser Ranger, by the way?
There has still not been a release date that has been announced for it, but I think it's probably going to be like a couple more weeks or maybe a month until we get the actual trailer drop, and then that will have the release date in it.
Yeah, my expectation expectation is that it'll release by the middle or end of 2024.
We also do need to remember that a lot of animes that are ongoing right now have either switched to like quarterly, like what is it, My Hero's quarterly now, or they're just on mega hiatus still due to all the strikes and stuff.
Yeah,
Which
that's great. Hopefully,
little addendum. I can't remember whether it was the writers or actors, but one of them actually did get settled.
Yeah, I think it was the writer's strike.
It was the writer's strike.
The acting strike is still ongoing, and who knows what's going to happen if the rumors that I've been hearing about the gamer strike are true. Game developer strike, I should say.
Yeah. So going on from another animated show to something that I actually just learned from today from Bobbert over here. Talk to me about this 5 years later thing that you were talking about earlier.
Now, I'm about to nerd out about this because I am somebody who not only loves the story of Ben 10 and loves the show of Danny Phantom. I literally have the complete box set, and I rooted for Danny Phantom when he kicked the shit out of Jake the American Dragon in Death Battle, and I cried when Ben 10 got his wrist cut off by Green Lantern. And Menace and I have had an eternal rivalry about who would win, because Ben 10 would win. No. It's not even comparable. But anyways, we're not getting into that.
If we're talking about people, not the tech that they're using, if we're talking about people, Hal would win.
Okay, we're splitting hairs at that point because, anyways, but we're literally about to get into another hour-long argument about it. So, anyways, the reason why I bring up the Ben 10 and Danny Phantom universes is there's a little YouTube channel known as the InkTank, for those who are unfamiliar, that it used to be called Kuro the Artist. And Kuro still runs the channel, he just takes more of a backseat role. And one of the most ambitious projects that they are working on, it started as a web comic and evolved into a voice-acted comic, and eventually is now turned into a YouTube animated series, and it is known as 5YL, or 5 Years Later. This is a crossover series between Danny Phantom, Ben 10, and this one is kind of a really interesting through line, which I will be interested to see how it affects the story going forward, but Invader Zim. And this is a full crossover. This is obviously meant to be in its own world. It's not supposed to be treated as an official continuation of either series, a la DBZA, like support the official release, all that. But I personally believe this is a spiritual successor, putting aside A Glitch in Time, because I know I talked about A Glitch in Time before, because 5YL has, it was made before the book came out, so it doesn't have that in mind. But basically it takes place with both characters 5 years later after each respective series, whether that be the original Danny Phantom series or Ben 10 Omniverse, which I'm really glad that they kept the through line of Omniverse with Rook and the Plumber's Base and Blukage and Driba. So I'm spiraling a bit because I'm nerding out. But let me get back on track. So basically, the start of this YouTube series is it introduces us both to our main characters and gives us a little bit of a history lesson into both of their overall careers. And I just want to say the Ben 10 one with the music and the visuals, it was amazing. I loved it. I nerded out about it so much. The voice acting is great. Notably, Danny Phantom is voiced by Mr. Trunks DBZA himself, Scott. So Kaiser Neko, on YouTube, he's known as Kaiser Neko. He voice acted for Dragon Ball Z Abridged as Trunks, and I can't differentiate their voices. They literally sound the exact same. And it's actually cool because in one of the episodes, Danny actually gets a sword. So, it's kind of cool. It's a little cool. But yeah, dude, this whole project, whether it be the commissions that they do on their Discord and through their Patreon, or the other series offshoots that they have, because I know they have a drawing matrix where they give all of Ben's original aliens ultimate forms. Like, it's just so nice to see that this has been something that has been brought into an animated and voiced world, because it's one thing to read it as a comic book and be able to enjoy it, but it's another thing to actually hear the familiar sounds of the show and be able to feel like you're literally watching an episode of Ben 10 or Danny Phantom. And notably, I just want to say, the fact that that Kuro has made like so many new transformations for Ben Tennyson, new power-ups for Danny Phantom. I know I say this a lot, and I know it's very cliche, but I genuinely had a smile on my face through the whole thing. I was laughing about it. I was able to enjoy all the callbacks. Oh, and I'm completely forgetting the plot. So basically, in Danny's universe, the whole of ghost hunting becomes normalized. So Jack Fenton, Danny's father, wanting to break out of that mold, he looks for extra dimensional travel, but he becomes a drunk and he kind of gives up. So Danny picks up the pieces and he's actually able to access the null void from the ghost zone. And then we get a classic fight, you know, because the protagonists don't know who each other are, so they have to fight. It was actually really cool, I'm not gonna lie. And we get to see a lot of the through lines that are going through in the show. If you haven't looked into the webcomic, the main overarching baddies are going to be, respectively from each show, Vlad Plasmius from Danny Phantom and Eon from Omniverse and the live-action Ben 10 Race Against Time movie. And it's all canon, by the way. It is all canon. And it's just so insane to see the level of detail and just the intricacies of how each character interacts with one another and how they get along, how they form alliances. And so eventually Ben meets Danny. He takes him back to Ben's universe, and then they try to basically find a way to get Danny back home, which is the overall goal of this first section of the story that they have brought into an animated format. But yeah, I've literally been going on about this for so long. It's so emotionally fulfilling for me to be able to talk about this, because all the way back from being able to see the 5YL comics that would come out, or seeing the And Beyond series, which is a series where they go into different planets of the Ben 10 or the Ben 10 alien lineup and talk about the environment and the ecosystem and the different species. It's a love letter to both Danny Phantom and Ben 10, their channel as a whole. So I genuinely would suggest go subscribe to InkTank, go support them, support the official release, obviously. But yeah, it's really nice. I'm not going to give up too much of the rest of the story just because there's not a lot more that they showed off in the first 3 episodes, and there's plenty of volumes. I think they are almost done with the story as a whole, or I think Kuro at least has an idea of how he wants to end the story. But it is crazy. We're gonna see so many different transformations, so many different twists and turns. So go check it out. It's gonna be awesome. YouTube created content is always gonna be amazing. It's always gonna be the king. And yeah.
So I do have a question, though.
Yes.
Has there been a time where Ben goes alien and then Danny possesses the alien to make it even?
Not yet. We haven't seen that yet. A la, because I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Ben 10 Rex crossover where Upgrade went on Rex and we haven't seen that just yet. But I will say, in their first fight, you can imagine that with Ben already knowing how to deal with Danny, the first transformation he goes to is Ghost Freak, or one of the first, and that was just really satisfying to see. And also the Omnitrix is new. Its design is new, it's the way it works is new, and it actually makes sense, and it's so cool. Oh, and also Danny's taken a break from being a hero, so he's rusty. That's kind of the one crutch. I wouldn't say crutch. It's one of the elements of the story that allow for Danny to kind of regain himself in a sense, whereas Ben is just hero time all the time.
Yeah.
Going from the literal king of content when it comes to like you. Well, I'm just saying, man. Like, okay, that's fair. Going from one stream of content that I'm gonna support until the day that I die. It's time to look at another form of content that I think is going the way of Blockbuster in the way that it's described. Gemini, please explain what the hell decision Netflix is making.
It's funny you say that, like you mentioned Blockbuster, because Netflix was the one that ended up killing Blockbuster back in the ye old times of yore.
Back when you'd rent a movie rather than just sitting on your ass and just streaming it.
Well, ironically enough, Netflix didn't start out like that. Netflix started out as a rental, but it shipped it to your house rather than getting off of your fat ass and going down to the Blockbuster local like DVD DVD store to rent it. Like, it just shipped it to your house. So that's how Netflix originally started. And that's what ended up killing that industry, because people didn't want to go outside. You know, no one wants to go out and touch grass. So, like, you know, it's a more convenient option. And as humans, we end up going for the more convenient option, the easier route. It's just how we are.
And if I'm going to be honest real quick, and I'm sorry to interrupt, if Blockbuster had survived to COVID would have definitely killed it.
Oh, definitely. So, like, in the end, you know, it died. Rest in peace, Blockbuster and all that industry. But
R.I.P.
now, apparently, Netflix is wanting to kind of go back to that idea of brick and mortar stores, but not necessarily in that way as how, like, Blockbuster and such was. It's more like, well, they haven't released too much information because obviously they probably want to keep it hush-hush because they do have a lot of competitors, Disney being one of them. And from how it's seeming, they kind of want to do what Disney does, in a sense where, yeah, they have their streaming platform, but they also have, you know, everything else because it's Disney, you know. There's Disney-themed parks, obviously. There's Disney-themed merchandise stores, Disney-themed restaurants, and that's what it seems like Netflix wants to do, is to go down this route of Netflix-themed stores, restaurants, cafes, basically consumer capitalist hell, you know.
they're not even iconic enough to pull that off, though.
I think their plan is to go with things that are, you know, themed around their very popular titles. So they already have merchandise stores where you can buy stuff from, like, Stranger Things in cities such as Paris, Chicago, Las Vegas, you know, I believe Bridgerton. So they're probably going to take advantage of their very popular, like, head-running shows and take inspiration off that. Apparently, they do have a restaurant that is open that is kind of based off of, like, because I guess there's a Netflix cookbook out. I saw it at Target once, and I didn't really give it a flip through because I was like, that's stupid. But apparently, they do have a restaurant that serves a lot of the dishes that are in their, like, Netflix cookbook, which, again, I don't know what would be in a Netflix cookbook aside from maybe dishes that are served in their popular shows.
Just a bunch of quick and easy meals so you can spend more time watching Netflix?
I don't know. I kind of feel like, I think with COVID and everything, there was kind of an influx of cookbooks I noticed, because a lot of them started to come out randomly. Like, I think there's a D&D one. I think, like, Snoop Dogg has a cookbook. There's, like, an Elder Scrolls, Fallout.
Of course,
like,
Snoop Dogg's got a cookbook. Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, but, like, but there was, like, a big surge of cookbooks, and maybe it's because people were home more, so they could cook more intricate meals because they had the time. So I don't know if that was a thing. If it was, I didn't really notice. Yeah, from basically how it seems like, it really looks like Netflix is trying to follow Disney's path. Yeah, they want to become this big mega corporation where they just have their name plastered on everything. And I mean, it isn't uncommon for these big companies to do that. I mean, Whole Foods was purchased by Amazon years ago, so that's their form of, like, a physical store, and it's in a weird sense. So that's what a lot of people are, especially NPR TV critic Eric Deegans has kind of stated about how it seems like Netflix is trying to do what Disney does. However, Disney's been doing this for a long time. So if they're trying to compete with Disney in this, I feel like that's a bad idea, because Disney's just gonna, like, kick them where it hurts, because they've been doing this since, like, what, the 40s, the 50s? When did the first Disney park open? Like, let me quick check.
Also, I just want to say it's hilarious that Netflix is, like, yes, they're following Disney's design model, but the groundwork they're using is literally Blockbuster's business model, and it's going to ruin them. Why would they repeat the decisions that made Blockbuster go? I don't know.
1955.
Repeating the decisions. The only reason why Blockbuster went out is because a more convenient option came in. If they are the convenient option, plus having these brick and mortar stores, they're essentially just doubling down on the market they already own.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing.
Okay, fair point.
And that's the thing. They're competing with Disney, so they're kind of hoping that they can get ahead of the game that Disney technically made. That's the thing. They're trying to make, you know, their market, their brand, everything bigger. That's what they do. So it really seems like they're just trying to follow the path that Disney did, because the first theme park opened up in 1955. Disney has been at this for a long time. They more than likely know what they're doing, because clearly they haven't failed. And honestly, I don't think they are ever going to. They're probably going to be a mega corporation that will outlast humanity. I'll be honest. So like they've been at this for a long time, and I honestly don't think it's a good idea for Netflix to do this, because just the money that they're gonna have to pour into this to even make a dent in Disney's armor, it would probably put them back more, which means then they realize that their money's down, so they will have to extort the consumer more, raise the Netflix prices, put more, you know, fees on things like how they're currently doing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the main reasons why they're doing this, why they've raised their prices, why they're cracking down on things. And if you want, you know, certain things, you have to pay extra. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably had this planned years ago. So it's hard to say. And if you live in one of those really big cities where, you know, everything happens and shows up, you might end up seeing some weird little, actually probably not little, weird big Netflix store kind of thing where you'd be able to go in, watch some form of entertainment that's like a Netflix based, eat some food with your homies, and then buy a Stranger Things t-shirt on the way out. I know I wouldn't.
Incredible. Like I would literally rather go into a Hot Topic in 2023 than go into a Netflix branded
What's
show
Topic?
or a store. Nothing. It's just
Every time
that was from 2000.
Look, every time I'm down at my local mall, I feel the urge, and I always commit to that urge to go into Hot Topic for at least 10 minutes. I mean, yeah, Hot Topic is more of a pop culture store, but I mean, that's just how it is. Trends change, fashion changes ever so frequently, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, and then, you know, 2-3 stores down, then sometimes I'm like, do I also hit up the Spencers?
Yes.
Yeah, see, whenever I go to a mall, the only thing I even am remotely interested in is the gaming store. Nothing else interests me. Like, I don't go
In
to
a
for clothing.
GameStop in years.
The thing is
the
that
EB Games.
Robert, Hot Topic has technically become the anime merch store.
Yeah.
It has. Trust me. I just recently got a Naruto hat. I'm pretty sure I got it from Hot Topic. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think, because I'm pretty sure Hot Topic is an American brand, so I think it was our equivalent of the Hot Topic, whichever that is. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now.
You guys have to get knockoff Hot Topic? That's sad.
Yeah.
You gotta get knockoff brands of knockoff brands? Damn.
Yikes.
Knockoff Topic? Oh, okay.
But yeah, like that's the main reason I go there, is for a lot of the nerd shit now. Or Spencer's, because sometimes Spencer's has some nerd shit.
Wait a second. I recall in a
Power?
previous episode, you guys were insulting Canada for their stores having proper names, but your store is called Spencer's? That's a
Only store. All of your stores are named after people.
well, we got
Tim Hortons.
like, okay, we've got Walmart, who's named
Everywhere
Walmart.
has Walmart. That doesn't
that's
count.
That's fair. We've got Home Depot.
Everywhere has
We got, okay, all right. I think
Especially
any
down by
answer
where
I give is
one of us lives.
I think any answer I give is just gonna continue.
You're using general stores now. That doesn't work.
Get it? General stores? Because they're all general stores.
That was the point.
Home Depot's like, I've actually never been inside of a Home
It's
Depot.
a hardware
but
store.
You've
Yeah.
never been inside of a Home
We have a
Depot?
Lowe's,
It's a
not a Home Depot.
Wow.
Bruh, my area is so sad. My town has one Uber,
about-
and it's this retired
Oh.
old man from Boston who just drives around Monday through Friday.
We got
Make a lot of
Canadian
money
Tire
doing
though.
Uber.
You
Completely
can.
We
off
got
topic.
Canadian Tire, and they have their own currency.
What?
Canadian
Yeah,
Tire.
Canadian Tire. They have
I
their
think
own
we have
currency. They
American
have
Tire,
rewards
so
money.
it's like
American.
I know there's Firestone.
That's not real.
I don't know, something like that.
Is that one tire company, Firestone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are completely off topic now, by the way.
We are. Anyway, moving on from streaming and, you know, terrible decisions that big companies love making. Blaze, what do you have to tell us on the new, what is it, the Slender game remake?
not a new game and it's not a remake. It's actually an update to the game Slenderman Arrival that came out 10 years ago. It originally came out on the Xbox 360. I think it was also on the PS3 at the time.
I thought it was a re-release, but it's an update.
Yep.
Okay.
It's kind of a re-release and an update. So what it's doing is it's doing a graphic update of it, making the whole game look better, adding multiple language support. You get to play the original one how it was, but they're also adding a whole new chapter story to it called Nightmare, where you're going to follow another character who's trying to survive through the madness of Slenderman.
So you're saying there's an actual plot in a Slenderman
Arrival
game?
is the main game that has had plot for Slenderman. It's been like the best adaptation of the different Slender games.
Yep, we're getting a whole new second chapter to this called Nightmare, which I don't know if it's going to be a second chapter or just like another story with another person, or if they connect. I'm not entirely sure yet because I haven't played it yet. It is already out. It came out on the 18th. But on top of that, they're also going to be continuing to work on the game, and they're going to be releasing more DLC stories, expanding the game even more.
See, all these companies and their complaints and their excuses. You know how many games that exist now that don't even need to exist because they could have just added on to the previous game? Like Slender the Arrival got a complete overhaul, and it's a 13-year-old game.
10-year.
Or yeah, 10-year game. It's a 10-year-old game, and it got a complete overhaul. But yeah, we got to deal with Overwatch 2. I can't even right now.
But yeah, this is supposed to be in the second quarter of 2024. They're going to be adding not only new chapters in the form of DLCs, but they're also going to be allowing cross-platform mod kits into the game to where you can mod and create your own horror maps and adventures to go through in the game.
Slender's gonna be the next Skyrim. No. We're gonna see Macho
Man. Macho Slenderman.
But it doesn't end there. When this stuff comes out in quarter 2, they're also making the game multiplayer so you can survive with your friends through these stories.
Ooh, multiplayer.
Now,
just like Binding of Isaac, finally, these old school horror games are actually getting multiplayer.
Binding of Isaac's not a horror game.
Local multiplayer. Okay, I know it's a spooky, scary. I'd say it's scary.
Now, the normal version of Slender the Arrival is still available to buy for $10. But this new version that's going to have the upcoming DLC multiplayer and the new chapter that's already in it, Nightmare, that's going to be $20.
Oh, $20.
$20.
Do you need the original to play the new stuff?
I believe you need to buy the $20 version because it's doing a whole graphic update and everything. So
I'm saying, do you need the $10 version to play the $20 version?
No.
Well, that's good.
But I'm really hyped for it. I'm probably gonna pick it up here, probably either this weekend or next weekend. I'm really hyped to play it because Slender Arrival was an awesome horror game. And I'm just glad that Creepypasta isn't dead with Slenderman still being around with this update.
And you know what? Just because it's in theme. What I just on YouTube, Game Theory uploaded a time travel episode where we went all the way back to when Matt Pat made the poll to decide whether we were going to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's or Slenderman. So we got to see the alternate timeline reality of him talking about Slender, and we got to know what Slender's body mass index is, and the buddy's almost like 400 pounds, and he's like 8 feet tall.
Menace, get me, man.
Get my mallet. I'm a firing my laser. Blazer's gonna have a mallet and I'm a fire my laser.
I want to say I'm very thankful for everyone who has taken the time to enjoy our rambunctiousness and all of the stories we have talked about today. And make sure to support all the other amazing podcasts that go up on CJSW. From all of my friends, I know that for the past couple episodes I've been loopy and I haven't been able to intro them properly, but I always make sure to give them a proper outro with my lovely friends Blaze.
Anytime.
Gemini.
Pleasure as always.
Menace.
Always fun.
And this time, actually live and not pre-recorded, Subset.
Heyo.
Oh, it's so funny because it's literally the exact same as the last episode. Anyways, wow. All right, I'm gonna finish it now before it's too late. We will see you in the next one. Farewell, everyone.
Bye. Heyo.
And now we're just waiting for Blaze.
I forgot I was muted. Anyway, got my blanket because the landlord refuses to turn my heat on.
Oh god.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
The people who live downstairs moved out, and that's where the controls are, and they're locked, so we can't go down and fiddle with it. We texted him if he could turn the heat on, and he said, yeah, he'll take a look at it like 2 days later, but he has a tendency to kind of work on a 3 to 10 business days later kind of policy.
You're renting there. Like, that's...
Yeah.
He's
an attorney. He's an attorney's son who's also practicing law, so there's not really much we can do.
Practicing law, you should have his shit together.
You'd think.
Fill the water, have some nicotine before Blaze gets in.
Oh, sorry, it's Kaiser Neko. That's who it is. Wait, is it the same guy? It says
Yeah,
he is
he's one of the
Scott,
people from TFS.
So I want to make sure it's the right guy.
I don't know if it's the guy that does trunks, but yeah, he is one of the 3 people that does voices.
Yep, it's Kaiser Neko. It's the same guy.
Lanny's the guy that does Vegeta and Nappa and them.
Yeah.
Vegeta. Oh no, Taka does Vegeta. Taka does Nappa. Lanny does Vegeta.
Vegeta.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy, Ghost of Nappa.
Wait, have you seen all of the boo bits?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You can say it.
When after Vegeta's sacrifice, he becomes a ghost boo, and then Nappa, or sorry, not a ghost boo, but like one of the Gotank's ghosts, and Nappa's like, Vegeta!
It's Ghost Vegeta.
Yeah!
Hello.
Vegeta,
hello.
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
Vegeta, Ghost Nappa.
When there's something weird and it don't look good, guess who it is? Ghost Nappa. Vegeta, Jada.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna cut it to like. I would probably cut out the first 5 minutes.
What are you doing?
God damn it.
Thwart my plans?
plans?
Thwart my plans?
Thwarting plans?
Are you?
No.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Do you feel that? Do you hear that? Do you smell that? Do you taste that?
Huh. This is the new feeling. Pride in someone else. Unfortunately, it's overcome by all this unyielding rage.
Do you feel that? I hear that.
Is that the Namekian? Is that me?
Me.
Is that me stronger than me? Oh, kill me!
Another Namekian? Is that me? Is that me stronger than me? Oh, fucking kill me!
You, Namekian, too strong. Explain. I absorbed Kami. What the hell's a Kami? It's God.
Basically,
but I'm
but
right
I'm right
here. Do you really believe in your own hype? I am the hype! Please, DFS, do not strike us down with the copyrights. We were just memeing about how much we love your content.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
It's okay, it's okay.
Good for
I-
everybody.
I will preface this episode by being, holy shit, I came woefully not energized and prepared for this.
Jada.
Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna smoke real quick, give me a second. But everybody's here, roll call, everybody's here?
No.
No.
Oh,
Fucking. Okay, so clearly, I'm actually glad I did that. That just told me I need to turn up both Trin and.
Oh, I'm not sitting close to
Yeah,
my mic right now.
My mic wasn't in the right position either.
Alright,
I'm
we'll
pretty
get
much
it
in the right spot.
Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky you didn't do it again. I was gonna move you.
Wow.
I was about.
Wow.
Okay, there it is. How do I? Where do I? I don't want to hit.
Don't worry
I don't
about
want
it.
to
I
hit
got
kick
this.
subset again.
I got this.
I swear to God, if you move me,
I got this.
how do I? Why can't I? You bitch! You bitch! I hate you. You're so lucky that doesn't mess up the recording.
We figured it out last time, so it's fine.
No, Blaze, you did not actually get a freaking proper Discord disconnect sound effect.
Sorry, that's from one. That's a sound effect from one of my.
Alright, that's really getting old now. It's really getting old, Tyler.
What's getting old?
I'm kind of regretting giving you privileges.
Oh,
Yeah, laugh it up.
I can't do the sound effects.
Wow.
Okay, so
wow,
this is my
wow,
fun.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, your
wow,
fun
wow,
is
wow.
making me stressed.
Wow. Wow.
Because
That's why.
I'm always stressed, all the time. Oh my god! Can you knock it off, please?
Knock
Oh my god, we got the air horn.
Brr, 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 brr.
Christ, give me a second. Jesus.
I have to make like a recording site or streaming site or something. But I ain't got nothing to. Oh yeah, I do. But I don't have anything to put it on.
Here's my new sound effect for this week.
I wish I could hear. it.
Careful, SpongeBob.
Alright, everybody ready to go?
Nope.
Careful, SpongeBob.
No, dude, that's not real.
What?
He found a. Be careful, SpongeBob. No.
Careful, SpongeBob.
Oh, dude, please.
Careful, SpongeBob.
Oh,
Careful, SpongeBob.
God.
Careful, SpongeBob.
Ah!
Thank you, someone, for moving him. That wasn't even,
It's.
that wasn't even me that
Careful,
time.
SpongeBob.
I didn't even move.
Careful, SpongeBob.
Oh, then your
but
mic
also,
peaked.
Careful, SpongeBob.
I want to get into it.
And I said
though,
I'm not
this
ready yet.
motherfucker.
Your ass.
Oh.
Careful, SpongeBob.
Okay.
All right,
Alright,
Careful,
the drink.
I'm
SpongeBob.
gonna go get a.
Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob.
I'm gonna go.
Careful,
Okay, fuck off.
What's going on?
Don't abuse the power I gave you.
Wow.
Oh, I know where we have to.
Everyone have an alcoholic beverage for tonight?
Nope.
No, but I have a few options.
It's been sitting in my fridge for a bit. Figured I'd finally try it out. I got one of those alcoholic monster drinks.
Ooh,
Yeah, it is.
how is that?
I've tried the normal green one and that one's not bad. I'm trying the white one right now.
Oh, the ones that turn Jingles made.
Alcoholic monster.
0 sugar.
Alright, I'm back.
I still prefer the green one, but the white one's not half bad.
I should try that.
What are we talking about?
Morgan that you bought, or I bought. One of us bought a long time ago.
What are the colors of the wind that we're talking about?
No, he's talking about booze. And I have a cherry vanilla Captain Morgan that we bought from work a long time ago.
Cherry
Never tried it.
vanilla.
Yeah.
That sounds yummy.
So I have a really good mixture drink that only takes 2 ingredients. Do half Mountain Dew, preferably Mountain Dew Throwback, the one with like the original sugarcane sugar, and then mix that with UV Blue. It tastes like a blue Jolly Rancher.
UV blue. I've never heard of that.
UV Blue's like cheap vodka.
Yeah, it's a really cheap
Oh,
vodka. It's a
yeah,
really
we
cheap
don't-
blueberry vodka.
Oh, we have hold on. I can show you the one that we
I
have.
have no tape. What the fuck?
But yeah, just a blueberry vodka mixed with Mountain Dew Throwback, or normal Mountain Dew works fine too. Just I prefer the Throwback one because it's better sugar in it.
I can fucking type. We have Wave and Svedka.
Svedka would work.
But yeah, our cheap variant is Wave.
Okay.
We used to have the cherry one, but they stopped selling that. Oh no, we do have it. It's a special order.
What, UV?
Yeah. We have the liter
Birthday.
bottles for $11.89, but then I have to pay an additional like $15 in shipping.
Oh jeez.
Birthday cake is the best,
Guys,
UV.
How does my mic sound right now?
Terrible.
Does it actually, or are you just memeing on me?
Yes.
You decide.
Orange. Oh, they don't have birthday cake. They have all the fruity ones. Orange, cherry, and grape.
How do we not have tape?
Did you ever try the green bottle of Svedka, the cucumber, whatever? Ugh,
Ew.
that was terrible.
That reminds me of like the cucumber Gatorade that for some reason people like.
It was like cucumber lime or something.
Yeah, that's what the Gatorade was too. That sounds disgusting.
It was disgusting.
Alright, Subset, you ready to go?
Whoever said I was ready yet?
Subset.
Jesus.
Subset.
So are the closeouts now special orders?
I was wondering why it felt dark in here. I've got my LED lights on.
I'll never say the A name again.
Go ahead.
See
Take
now.
a spooky dookie.
This is- oh my god.
1 second, I
see,
will be right back.
Also,
No.
Alright,
okay.
I'm gonna try one of these bad boys for the first time.
Oh shit, cracking open a cold one.
Truly.
Cracking open a cold one.
Ew.
Cheers, Trin.
Yeah,
I gotta turn up my mic, I think, because my mic is.
I'm not sitting that close because I was trying a Truly and they're fucking disgusting. Why do white college girls drink that shit? And you're dead.
Well, no,
Because
I'm
it's
comparing
cheap.
my mic to your guys's. My mic is at like minus 20, and it should be at minus like 50. There we go. Like there. That's where it
How
should
did
be.
you turn yours minus and you got louder?
No, I was turning it up. Okay, now I gotta turn it a little
Yeah.
bit down because it's a little bit too loud. Okay, there. That's okay. That's kind of not where I want it to be. It's still falling. Okay, well, I'm gonna go with it, and I just gotta
Do it live.
we're gonna do it live. We were recording for 18 and a half minutes. Let's go.
I would have preferred if that was a cherry vanilla soda.
The alcohol kind of ruins it.
You're an alcohol that ruins it.
For some reason,
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
that's cherry flavored and alcohol always tastes bad.
It probably tastes like cough syrup.
It does. It's a spiced rum
Exactly.
Ew.
Ew.
with cherry vanilla flavoring. Oh.
Why is Chris Chan back on YouTube?
Oh yeah, I forgot he was released from prison.
Yeah. That's not getting into the episode. That's probably not even gonna get into the YouTube episode.
Keep all your
Don't-
old ladies locked up.
Look, and I can hear my
Don't
friends
look into
downstairs
Chris
playing.
Don't look into Chris Chan, but do hold on.
I
Why
feel
is
like you
this
kind
part
of
of the-
have to, because he's
Why-
such an integral part of like a certain subculture of the internet.
Sonichu.
Yeah.
No, okay. The one YouTuber I want to shout out is Frederick Knudsen. He does great down the rabbit holes on all these.
Why is this going to be
internet
part of the
celebrities.
episode?
I don't know. I'm just saying it just in case, just in case when I'm editing, I'm like, you know what? Maybe Christian, maybe we could have it in the YouTube version at the end, maybe.
Alright, well, regardless, let's get started.
Yeah, obviously. I want to make sure everybody's here first, though. Gosh.
No.
Bitch boy.
All right. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Okay. I'm just gonna start it. The intro's playing in my head right now as I look at Subset to make sure. You clipped your mic there, dude. You didn't even say the whole thing. Anyway,
isn't Subset opening us?
Yeah, he is. But I'm introing.